right, well, hopefully we've got that all set. So, it sounds like we had some technical problems there, so hopefully we are back in there. All right, sorry about that, folks. All right, as for site, it looks like we are going back down to basement again. A similar-ish setup for MSU, but this time they have a Bandit and Cade together. Cade will be good to grab those hatches on kitchen there. Bandit able, I guess, get garage wall. It is going to be interesting, though, because, I don't know, 2 electricity on the same map seems kind of like a disadvantage when you could get like a I guess, how do I put this, a intel operator, a trap operator, a roamer, a vigil, or a cav, maybe if you are feeling lucky, but I don't know, it just seems interesting. Biohazard again lurking upstairs in kitchen. He's going to have a similar hold. Terry on the second floor, though. Much like last game, or the first round, sorry, Terry is going to be lurking with Biohazard. However, if we remember, both Terry and Biohazard got picked off pretty quickly. So they will have to be careful of this UWRF attack. Drones start to go in. Looks like Terry and Biohazard, though, will link up in kitchen. So they are kind of aware of the attack. Terry might try to go for a flank up blue stairs. He's holding there. It's castled off into fireplace, so he can't go that way unless he goes through games. UWRF slowly going through. Yeen and Implied going through piano. Goob, I think, trying to clear up. Yep, opens the hatch and gets some vert going. Yeen also starts to get it going as well. Spots Biohazard, but Biohazard does back up. He goes towards West Main. However, Terry is still in plants. Retreats to bar. Biohazard, though, is going between West Main and there. Joins up with Metroplex to go back down. However, Terry is in stock. He is on the other side of the map, separated from his friends, but can get back. UWRF beginning to drop. Biohazard joins back up. Call goes out on the Doki. Smart play. However, Bandit protected that new jammer, but Terry, I think he just called it off real quickly. UWRF is going to have to be careful of Terry up here on the Jaeger. An interesting roamer, but not one that I'm objected to see since he is kind of one of my favorite ops. UWRF opening up kitchen hatch to get that line of sight onto the set site. Implied going to get ready for that. However, Terry does engage with Turtle, NJ, and Goob. Going to have to be careful as Terry does take some damage from the gunfight. Moves back off into that. UWRF is going to have to get rid of Terry if they want to do that. He does eventually back off to site. Does some damage to the Capital, which is played by Turtle, but no downs whatsoever. Implied going to that. Ansem does take some damage, I think, from NJ it looks like. Jaeger catches a flashbang. All right, 20 seconds remain in the round. UWRF is going to have to make a play here. Oh, but Amson picks up the headshot on Yeen. This is not looking good for UWRF. There's 10 seconds left. They are going to have to make a play. Metroplex does pick up that. Implied picks up a kill. Metroplex, though, is able to get a kill. Oh, wow. But he just bulldozes through the fire, and I don't think Turtle has time. Unfortunate. Terry was just going through that fire like it meant nothing to him.
That's very good.
Unfortunate. 0 for 2 for UWRF on attacking basement. But what I'm seeing here is that MSU is kind of, I think their strong is on basement site. Is what I'm guessing here. We are going, though, to bar game, and they don't want to go back upstairs. And I think for good reason. I think it is in MSU's best case that they do not go back upstairs for a while until they can sort it out.
It looks like they have a different comp now, too. It looks like they're using Denari and Aruni.
Yeah, Denari, the new operator, trip connectors. Acts kind of like an Aruni, but it will shock them and beep and slow down the attackers if tripped. Good use, however, and creates some very interesting denials, I would say, from entering the site or another spot. How they will play that, it looks like they might be, He's placing it in through blue side, library, hallway. So I'm not surprised to see that. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, they completely close off office. So they are shutting themselves off, making sure that UWRF has to work for that victory. As we can see, though, the trip connectors makes those nice kind of areas there. Makes it hard for the attackers, unless they take out those trip connectors themselves. Makes it kind of hard for them.
Can you shoot the trip connectors here?
You can shoot the trip connectors,
Okay.
but if they are in a way where line of sight is not great, it can open yourself up to the defenders opening up on you. So you have to be careful and wary. However, the Flores, though, played by NJ, going to actually be able to clear that out pretty well, as well as the shield on top blue. Goob takes some damage, I think, from his own breaching charge. So, maybe not the best. Goob, come on, be better. Yeen starting to pick away at the castle barricade, just deciding to brute force it. NJ sends in his first Flores drone, able to successfully get onto the shield, gets rid of it, and at the same time as well, the castle barricade towards piano into library hall. Metroplex is left kind of vulnerable. Goob engaging with biohazard. Oh, he sees him, able to get it. Does he get? No, he's just a bit slow on the pick there. Potentially an easy pick for Goob. A wasted opportunity, I would say. Biohazard still remains alive. NJ repositions himself to library, where Terry is holding it. Gonna have to be careful of Terry, though. Oh, is spotted by Goob. Goes to rat position. Now, last time we saw implied play rat position, he was able to pick up 2. So, UWRF is going to have to be careful with that. Implied using the sends to block off Metroplex. A very good use of these sends. Yeen slowly going in. I don't think he knows about the rat position, though. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think he knows. Behind you. Oh, and Yeen. Unfortunate. Oh. However, immediately refagged by Implied is back to a 4v4. Not the worst, but however, they still have Metroplex right in here. Oh, and Implied gets picked off by the Frost. Sorry, I was about to say Denari. She's holding that stock side. So Defuse is back picked up again by NJ. Ansem also picks up Goob. Amson gets 2 from that stock position. Unfortunate for UWRF. They're going to have to force him out. There is a 2v4. However, Metroplex slowly working his way back up here, kind of to make sure. Oh, he might get a pick if they're not careful. Picks up Turtle, and I don't think NJ is ready, and he's picked up by Metroplex again. Unfortunate for UWRF. It looked promising, but I think with that Denari just lurking and the Aruni playing rat, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, it made it a lot more difficult for them. Especially because I feel like Aruni's Denari's a new operator, so I feel like it takes time to learn how to correctly play against an operator.
I mean, with Denari, his trip connectors are easily explosives, bullets, EMPs. However, like I mentioned, those lines of sights, if you can't get onto those trip connectors, can make yourself vulnerable. I think to this, we can chalk it up to a matter of UWRF not droning properly that rat position, or not having someone watch that blue staircase. So quite unfortunate for UWRF, but not the end of the world. Yes. They have a chance to make it a 3-3 scoreline before we swap sides. We're going back upstairs again. This time we have an Aruni again. And I don't think we have a Cade this time. So we have a Bandit, a Aruni, Frost, Castle, and a Malusi. I will say, MSU loves to change it up a bit.
They do.
Instead of the Jaeger, though, which might be a bit interesting, they are opting for... Oh, no.
Team kill?
Metroplex just accidentally shotgunned Terry in the head as he was making those rotates. So, a 5v4, that is kind of the equivalent of shooting a pipe and losing half your damage if that pipe kills you. So, yeah, Terry in the chat there, not quite happy with his teammate of Metroplex. So, Implied and the UWRF team do drone him out, so they do know he is there. Lines of sight onto there as well. Metroplex trying to hold it off. The castle barricade, though, there is down, but he falls back into piano. A pretty good sight, a pretty good fallback. Implied continues the drone and gets his drone shot by Metroplex. Now, UWRF knows they are here. That shield, though, played by Metroplex, they're going to have to be careful, and the Aruna Gate there will take it away. Bandit taking some damage from NJ. Metropolis trying to swing up and help him, but with that happening, it is not going to be an easy time. NJ still on the window there, is getting ready to send in another RCU. Ansem does take some damage from the breaching charge placed by that. Oh, NJ isn't able to get it, so the shield still remains in play. I think once they get Castle off there, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Impact EMP is still there, but has to get Turtle to kind of go and help there. Minute 15, plenty of time to make some plays. Yin and Biohazard changing some shots. However, with Ansem off that position, they can't bandit trick.
They got the shield.
Shield goes down. Ansem takes some more damage from NJ. Oh, NJ in a great position to potentially get that. Oh, does he see? Oh, and the bandit goes down. Well played by NJ there. Wall starting to get open up. Celestial is going back towards Solar, who was playing down before, I think, with that. It is what I mentioned. There is no nitros in the hands
Yin got Biohazard.
Yep, he did. There are no nitros or anything of that matter. Yin does flash out Celestial and Metroplex. Implied, Plant's going to go down. We're going to have to see a good take back here. Turtle picks up Metroplex. It's a 1v5. Potential flawless? Flawless round by UWRF. NJ the Balkan Demon returns. Doesn't matter if you take away his Zelf. He will play any operator on there. And honestly, a straightforward game for him.
They did get a little lucky there with team kill.
Yeah, the team kill. Unfortunate on MSU's part. That was... I'm going to just bluntly say that was tragic. I'm sorry for the MSU viewers if you're watching. That was kind of tragic to watch, unfortunately. That takes away that crucial operator. Mind you, she does get down her Aruna gates, but it does take away that opportunity. Bans come in. UWRF bans the Flores, MSU bans the Azami. Pretty typical, I would say. UWRF doesn't want them to get rid of their shields that easily. As for the second bans, taking some time here. UWRF bans the Thatcher and MSU the Mira. Mira, as we mentioned before on the first game, a pretty typical ban.
Yes.
You don't want them to play in basement if they go down there or any other site. However, UWRF does not utilize the Mira, so a wasted ban in my opinion. Maybe be best to get some of those electricity off the board, but I'm here. They're the ones playing. So, as for the first site, UWRF takes it to kitchen dining. A pretty typical first start. I believe UWRF started here first last time.
First floor.
As for the lineup, we have the Frost, Aruni, Jaeger, Castle, and Wamai. Yin loves his Wamai.
Yes,
we saw
he
last
does.
time that he was able to play quite well with it. I'm not sure. We do have UWRF trying to hold a office bedroom hold. So, it should be good. Yin holding in box, Goob also castling off there. As for the others in sight, we have Implied and Turtle holding off in sight. NJ does place some of his castles on West Main, and I believe he placed one somewhere up here. I don't remember where, though. Or I'm just losing it. There it is. He places it bathroom. So that's 1, 2, and I believe a third one is down in Trophy. Yin getting ready to hold his life on piano. Is spotted by the drone. However, with those Jaegers and Wamai discs, going to be hard for MSU to clear him out from that position. A very strong position, in my opinion.
Yes, the piano.
Celestial, though, making a bit of a small play into fireplace towards kitchen. Does Turtle see him? Oh, he's getting ready for the push. Yings are going out. Celestial does back off, though, only for a moment. And Terry does pick up the kill on Ying. Shifts the favor out of UWRF's favor. NJ is also again picked off by Terry. Goob's going to try to play his life here. Drops, though, into kitchen. MSU does have full control of upstairs. That is unfortunate, but Celestial is picked off by Implied. A smart play. Goes to a 4v3. The Ram, though, however, starting to open up that verticality. Gonna have to be careful. Oh, catch the feet of someone. I believe that was Implied, so gonna have to be careful with that. Oh, and Terry is on a murder spree. He picks up a third on Goob. Metroplex, though, does take some damage by, I believe that's Tartle. Cornered a bit into Fireplace on a sliver of HP. However, Sight is not protected. Oh, and it is a massacre. Plant goes down to the 3v1. Tartle needs to have a comeback of the century right here. Works his way. However, there is one upstairs and two down. Tartle slowly making his way in here. Oh, gets some shots off. Oh, gets stuck on the wall, unfortunately. Trying to fight against the Doki, played by Ampson. He's got 19 seconds. He's got to make a play. Just got to full send it. But I don't think he's going to have time. On a sliver of 1 HP, being pinched. Able to pick up Terry.
Okay.
Tartle rushes in and is down by Ampson. Very unfortunate.
Yes.
Well tried by UWRF. Unfortunately,
Yes.
though, just that clear was very methodical by MSU. Took a page out of UWRF's playbook right there from their first game. UWRF deciding to go bar gaming, the other first floor site. Hopefully we can get a bit of a resurgence out of them again. As for the lineup, a pretty typical one. We have the Jaeger, Frost, Smoke, Wamai, and Warden. A fairly, I would say, pretty good setup for UWRF. The shield on blue. That's going to be a bit of a power play position there. If MSU can clear it, which they don't have much for doing that, but they are bringing the Blackbeard. So, grenades, anything like that could potentially get it. But with the Jaegers, all three of them on there, it is not going to be easy to clear that out. Implied, playing the Frost, places one on Mez Big Window. A good spot for it. Maybe this time they'll be able to pick someone up with it. Implied also places one on there as well. MSU brings back the Ram. As we saw, Ram was very utilized. It scared away a lot of UWRF, especially Implied on the Aruni when they were in kitchen. So, probably the most important pick right now is either to get rid of that Ram or get rid of the Blackbeard that is played by Metroplex and the Habana played by Celestial. Going for a more body clear here. So, UWRF is going to have to be careful with that. Yin is holding shield on blue. Celestial starting to drone out a bit. I don't think he saw the Jaeger. Oh, takes half a lick of damage from the Jaeger on NJ, but that will help. Blackbeard and... kills on both sides. Goob takes out the Blackbeard, but is refragged by Terry on the Ying. Well played by Goob there to take them out. However, Ram... Oh, Frostmat is hit on Amson. That's going to not be good for her. Celestial joining back up. Nope, he's going to stay down here. NJ might be able to get a good sneaky flank on her if he's careful. Oh, push. Come on, NJ. Push it. Come on. Oh, you know she's there. You hear her. Got to push it, NJ. A bit late on the picks there by NJ, but finally Celestial goes down. A moment quicker and able to again. Yeen does pick up a good kill. That's defused down. However, NJ and Yeen on some slivers of health. Have to be careful. NJ is in the basement, so he's trying to link back up with Yeen. Yeen is stuck in a rock and a hard place here, unfortunately. However, defuse is held by Ansem, so she, on the joke, is going to have to drop, but drops down. However, NJ, Yeen picks up the kill. Oh, you're going to have to push it, guys. Ansem fakes the defuse. Yeen trying to play around with it a bit. He's on a sliver of HP, though. Has to be careful and wary of the Doki. However, Doki's also on a sliver of HP for the same as Yeen. NJ slightly better. So, odds are in UWRF's favor. Here's the plant go down. And Yeen is able to pick up the kill. 4-4. Well played by UWRF to pick it back up again.
Yeah.
Now, NJ on the Jaeger. A tad bit quicker, would have been able to take out Hibana, which would have allowed, I think, for one or two more people to live, since
Yes.
Hibana did clear that out. So, unfortunate, but we will have to see. As for UWRF, we are going back to kitchen dining. Now, last time, the Ram and Ying, Terry on the Ying, had a 3K.
Yes.
So, Terry on that Ying is going to have to be taken out, and honestly taken very seriously here in this matter. Ying on the Warden, though, can, with his glasses, not be blinded by flashbangs or Yings. So, and can see through smoke, kind of like a defender glass almost.
It's only when he's standing still, though, right?
Yes, UB did change it to where he can only be standing still, but if he's anchoring, there shouldn't be a problem. As we can see, he switches out the Wamai for him, so I think he knows and is planning for it. As for the attackers on MSU, we see a Hibana again. This time, instead of a Buck, a Zov. We see a Ram again, Terry on the Ying, and a Doki again. So, an interesting push. Hibana for the hatches and for the downstairs here. She got that last time, and that's how they walked in. UWRF does not have any wall denials of any of that sort. So, UWRF is going to have to be careful with that, because last time the walls did open, and that is exactly what's going to happen again now. Lines of sight being opened up. Turtle getting ready for it. As for the upstairs, Yeen holding in on the shield position in piano. Metroplex, though, waiting and droning it out, trying to make sure that everything is clear. Spots the castle, but decides instead to back up. Opens the wall. Yeen still on the shield position, though, facing off against Terry. However, he does activate his that. And like that, and Metroplex picks up Goob on the castle. Very unfortunate. Terry, though, trying to maneuver onto bathroom. However, the castle barricade there will stop him for quite a bit. Yeen does fall back to Solarium, joins up with NJ. Metroplex did take some damage from that engagement with Goob. Frostmat goes up, and Yeen is able to pick it up. And that's defused down in bathroom. He was not supported by anyone. The rest of MSU is either downstairs or up here. They still have the Ram, though. Possible for Metroplex moving through. However, Yeen is also kind of slowly into bathroom. He's going to probably hold tight. Metroplex does take some damage, and Implied picks him up. Turtle picks up that. Oh, watch out, MSU. Yeen holding it a tight angle and picks up on Bio. And Implied picks up the kill on Amson. Redemption for UWRF on kitchen dining. Oh, what a shot.
That was some very good aim by everyone there.
The defuse going down in bathroom. Yin was like, you bring the Ying, I bring the Warden, and it is revenge time. Possible Warden ban, I would say, I think.
Yes, I could
By
see that too.
MSU. I wouldn't be surprised.
You called it.
Oh, and the Ying ban. So it cancels each other out there. So both MSU and UWRF kind of traumatized by the, I guess, both the Warden and the Ying. So it's good to take them off. However, that will change things up now for MSU. Terry on the Ying no longer has that. So what will he bring? He brings a Twitch. As for the site, we are going upstairs. I don't know about you, Jack, but this is a very close game.
It is very close. Yeah, it's a very interesting watch in my opinion.
I agree. We see some switches. We see still Celestial on the Hibana, but Metroplex is bringing the Ace. Bio is bringing the Ayana. Terry bringing the Ash, and Ansem instead of the Doki going for IQ. Now, that will be good, because if she can, but I don't think, depending on how good Turtle can use that shotgun and SMG, she could go underneath here, scan up, and see if there's any devices. Or if anyone's checking the cam. So,
yes.
an interesting play. I'm seeing 3 spawn on Cliffside, 2 on Lakeside. So, a 3-2 kind of push. Terry and Biohazard pushing together towards the roof. Celestial on big window there. I believe he's droning out a bit. Oh, Terry takes some damage. I'm not sure from what, though. I think he just dropped off the roof, maybe?
Probably. It doesn't look like anyone's there to shoot him.
Amson's kind of lurking down there. Wall gets opened up by Metroplex. So wall is open. UWRF is going to have to be careful. It has a line of sight on the shield. Checking to see if anyone's on Mez. No one is on Mez, though. Terry, though, on West Main, trying to engage with NJ on the Frost on Solar Stairs. Is joined by Ampson, but Turtle is on that. Is ready for that engagement. He goes prone. Does have a good kind of hole right there to watch it. Oh, careful. Oh, Turtle in a tricky spot right now. Oh, and he's picked up by Ansem. Very unlucky. He was too focused on the Metroplex. However, did waste a bit of time on his part. So, Terry trying to do that. Goob does pick up Celestial on, I think he was on Repel, maybe? NJ and Terry, the next to fight it out on Solar Stairs. NJ aware of the Ash. Metroplex does take out Yin, but Implied does pick him back up. There, down goes Defuse. Terry takes some damage from NJ. Knows he's there, but he's trying to bait him out. NJ, don't get baited out now. He's trying to goad you. Wall is already open, though. It is a 3v3. NJ is taken out, though, by Terry. Bio does take some damage. Goob was on a sliver of HP, though, trying to watch that Solar. Not a good spot for him right now. Amson going for the plant. Implied trying to rotate around and get it. Oh, but is he aware of Terry? Oh, he is not, unfortunately, and Terry picks him up. It is all up to Goob on a sliver of HP, and Biohazard is able to pick him up. Unfortunate by UWRF. That looked promising there. If Turtle was able to maybe pick off the IQ or one of those players,
it could have turned out differently.
Could have turned out definitely differently. We don't see attack timeout, so both teams feeling confident in themselves. As for site, we are going back to Bar Gaming. Oh, do you see what I see? Goob playing the Tachanka. Now, normally don't normally see a Tachanka on Chalet, but I'm interested to see what he brings to the table on this Bar Gaming hold. MSU immediately locates the bomb site, so they are aware of it. As for the lineups, not seeing any switches by MSU. Still seeing the Ace, Hibana, Ayana, Ash, and Dokkaebi. So, the calls, as well as the Ayana's ability to make her, I guess, hologram of herself and scout ahead. basically a walking drone. NJ implied. Now Goob also trying to help out and set up Mez. Goob does place a shield there. So it looks like he just simply swapped out the, well, I guess the Warden being gone, I guess explains it. But instead opting to bring the Tachanka. We saw him do this last time when DSU banned Warden. However, we didn't see it to great success by Goob's part. So hopefully he's got some redemption there. Goob being careful to watch. We do see Biohazard on the Ram again. I think what UWRF has to be careful with is, honestly, Metroplex and Terry proving to be the gunners of MSU. So it would be important, I think, to, I wouldn't say focus on them, but maybe make sure they are the first picks. Terry on top floor Bezanin. I don't think he knows about, oh, I think that took out the Frostmat. Oh, Goob gets taken out. Goob, man, the Tachanka is not serving you right there, my friend. So, unfortunately, it is a 5v4 in favor of MSU. An easy pick on the Tachanka. Fire gone, so he can no longer delay them from entering or the plant denial. Turtle in a sticky situation there. He is in box, but drops down. Yin protected by the Jaegers as Celestial tries to flash him out, but he still is on that. Terry, though, moves towards Library, but Yin has to be careful. He's got 3 angles he's got to be careful of. Terry on the Ash. Oh, and it's caught by the Wamai disc. Smart. Ansem goes down. Oh, he's down, but Biohazard able to pick up Implied. I think, did Ansem get downed by a Frostmat, or did he get shot from somewhere? I'm not sure. Yin does back up. It is now a 5v3. Ansem on a sliver of health. Celestial slowly starting to make his way down. Phone call goes out. Going to reveal Yin's position, unfortunately. Trying to see if he can find Yin. Oh, but Bear. Oh, no. Yin, a good kill onto Celestial. However, oh, NJ possibly going for a flank. Does. Oh. Careful, NJ, you're about to be. Oh, no. Unfortunate by NJ. And Terry is able to pick up Turtle. 0 for 2 on that side. Unfortunately, Goob with the early pick onto, Metroplex early pick onto Goob. He can't be doing that. That's 10, 20 seconds into the round. You can't get picked off that easily without a fight. Makes it a match point for MSU. UWRF has to win this next round to send Chalet into OT.
Yes.
Going to kitchen dining again. UWRF, I believe, is 1 for 1 on this site. So, needs to make it 2-1. We are seeing roughly the same lineup here. Frost, Aruni, Jaeger, Castle, and the Wamai. UWRF is going to have to be the Great Wall of China in this and not bend or break.
Yes. I think the best play here could be, do you think it'd be anchoring?
I would say anchoring, but UWRF does seem to be holding that extended hold upstairs in the office master area. That is important because with that hatch there open and the possibility of them pushing through solar there, it's too many variables to leave up to chance.
Yes.
And with Bio on the Ram again, can potentially open that up. So it is good to have at least 2 players or so up there, which will be played again by Goob and the Wamai. The Castle and the Wamai. Wamai being played by Yin, Castle being played by Goob. This time with a difference. Yin is no longer there. So Sean or Yin will not have to worry about the Yin disc, the Yin flash bangs drawing him out. As for MSU, Bio and Amson starting to draw out Library, Box, and Mez. Terry drops towards Piano window. Trying to watch that. Does see Yin on the shield. Places another Wamai disc just in time. Here comes the onslaught by MSU. Yin has to be careful of that. However, most of his Wamai discs are successful in clearing off all those projectiles. So Yin is in a perfect position. Jaeger does take that. And Goob, again, first pick by Amsim. Unfortunate. Yin does back up towards Solar and back towards Bathroom, trying to hold that. I'm going to say it. Goob needs to have a better game here. Needs to wise up for Nighthaven Labs if UWRF is not able to hold off MSU. He's been the first pick for nearly every site. Going to need to see a better showing from him.
Yes, I completely agree.
Metroplex and Bio. Now Terry as well. Starting to push through. Terry, though, is picked up by Yin. Metroplex, though, going towards... Oh, and Implied picks up. Amson is now in UWRF's favor, but does Yin know about... Oh, and Yin is able to do a double. Tardle takes down Celestial. It is now a 4v1. I take it back, Goob. You are safe for redemption. Now, it's all up on Bio. Yin on about 50 HP. Bio on a full slim of it. He's got to be careful, though. He's got Tardle down here. Tardle watching the stairs. Ram, she's a heavy girl. Can hear it. Does hear it. Oh, but got to make those shots count. Does back off a bit. Bio completely foregoing that. Tardle, you can push up, but Bio is watching it. Bio trying to open that up a bit. Tardle does go back towards West Main. Bio tries to engage with Implied, but Implied has got his number. Bio doesn't have defuse either. It is, this is going to be a round for UWRF, and we are going to Chalet OT.
It's win by 2, right?
Yes, so
That's how it works.
For any of the teams, they have to win by 2, so it has to be either an 8-6 score line for either team, or if both teams win 1-1, we will see all 15 rounds played on Chalet.
Okay.
It does look like UWRF, though, is going to start defense on OT. That's going to be good for them. Defense has proven to be their chosen side, so good on them. As for the site, we're going back to kitchen dining again. UWRF did have a strong showing on this site. Now, I said it before, Goob, I'm going to need to see at least a kill by you, a contribution. At the very least. A very interesting lineup here by MSU. I'm seeing a Mav, Buck, Ayana, Glaz, and Doki. A quite interesting lineup if I'm... okay.
Nomad.
Glaz is being forgoed for Nomad. A better op, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cuts off those potential rotates and flanks. So, good op choice. However, a Maverick on this site. Can't say I've seen that before.
That is a little strange, yeah.
Maverick I usually see trying to potentially push somewhere else, but going to be played by Celestial. He was on the Hibana, now on the Maverick. Switching out hard breachers for hard breachers. Yin back on his power position on the shield. Pretty impressive. I wonder if Celestial is going to try to brute force his way through that door, but it doesn't look like it. I think he might have also just... Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, was my hunch correct? Oh, yeah. They are going to try to brute force it through, I think, basement. Yeah, they are going to try to brute force it through garage. Ansem already a few steps ahead of Celestial. Celestial beginning to drone it out. Amsim, though, just brute forcing it all the way up towards West Main. I don't think Tardle or any of them know about it. Got the 3 telescope watching West Main to make sure. Amson, I think, has relatively gotten there unnoticed by UWRF. So, it is going to be interesting how UWRF does hold it. Anson is joined by Biohazard. So now we will have 2 members. And I think UWRF, I don't think is much the wise about what of what MSU is trying to do. Amson and Bio are still down there. Does send a call out, but I don't think it does go. And there we see it. Bio does send out the Iona clone. Ansem slowly pushing it up. Oh. Slowly but surely trying to push his way up slowly. Now, NJ, who's on West Main, could potentially see this and try to help. But I don't think for the most part any of the teams know what's happening. Oh, Anson picks up Tartle. I think they are now well aware. Implied trying to get into a firefight with them. NJ, gonna need some support from you, my friend. Implied gets downed. Oh no, UWRF is now just realizing the full extent, and Celestio is also starting to mav hole. And it is a 5v3. Bio does take out NJ. However, good news for UWRF, they do hold top control. Okay, Metroplex takes out Ian. Oh boy, Goob is all up to you, my friend. Plant does go down, and Goob is completely alone. Oh, Goob.
No.
You saw him. I think even the map was a bit scared. Yeah, he wasn't ready. Oh, yeah, that was unfortunate by UWRF. We're not expecting that rush from basement, I think. Now, UWRF is going to have to pull it back on attacks. Seeing an interesting score line here. Now, as for UWRF's attacks, have been pretty on and off. They went 3 for 6 on their rounds of attack. So, going to have to pull out all the strings here on this potentially final round on Chalet. And, oh, MSU going to, I think, what is their strongest site so far, basement. So UWRF is going to have to meticulously and I think pretty fast clear out MSU. We do see the Bandit and Cade returning. So, interesting lineup. But I think with UWRF, they can do it. They know what they've done wrong. They've had 3 attempts to try on basement. I think they know what they have done wrong and what now they can change for this.
Yes.
They're going to have to be fast. Going to have to communicate and going to have to make sure that no one is hiding in wine or anywhere. So, it's going to have to be, for our car people out there, has to be a well-oiled car running on all 4 cylinders here. UWRF taking a top-down approach. We saw this last time. Very typical. Bio also hunkering down with Terry on first floor. Terry on the Jaeger in stock, Bio in dining. Saw this last time. Both Bio and Terry got immediately picked off. Implied already just sweeping through the base. Oh, wait, no, he's outside. Never mind. He was not going through the first floor like a maniac. Yeen starting to clear it out with Goob. Bio does move to West Main, though. Oh, misses some shots on the drones and immediately falls back towards West Main stairs. He will fall back to site, which does leave Terry in bar, kind of exposed. Now, this may be bad news for UWRF. MSU has 3 nitros, 3 potential opportunities to get multi-kills or deny the plant. So UWRF is going to have to clear them out meticulously, and I mean meticulously. Goob opens up kitchen hatch. Is able to shoot that. However, they don't know about Terry, I think. Terry lurking in bar still. Starting to push it up. UWRF has got to be careful of this. Goob, I think, aware of it. Oh, was that NJ? Oh, no. Tartle takes out Goob's head. Both teams, instead of the Frost, I think Friendly Fire is their worst enemy right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Leaves Terry completely undamaged and in a well spot. A 5v4 UWRF. This is not looking good. Yeen in basement. However, with the, I believe there's a Cade Claw on there. They can't get the wall. Implied does grab it, but Metroplex is holding that angle. He will have to be careful, and I think, oh, yep, Terry's still upstairs, so they won't have, oh, Yeen able to pick up Ampson. That's a huge pick. That's one of the C4s gone. Oh, Implied able to shoot out the C4. Oh, and we are in a good spot here. Oh. Oh, no. It's all on Yeen. Yeen's got to pull out a miracle here. Terry, though, on top. Oh, unfortunate for UWRF. This is a very interesting kill. Didn't hear the Jaeger dropped. So, unfortunately, it is map 1 in favor of MSU. This was UWRF's map choice, by the way. So, UWRF is going to need to bring it on NHL. Not the end of the world, but, however, not a great spot to be in if you are UWRF. So, Jack, any thoughts as to what happened there?
I think it was a really, really close game. I think that both teams played very well. I think that River Falls had some minor issues with like 1v1 gunfights. I think that was a big issue.
Another issue I discovered too, the droning, not the best there.
Yeah,
they misdroned Terry multiple times there and left him completely able to pick up many of UWRF right there. Now, folks, we are going to take a quick 5 minutes for bathroom breaks, water. We will catch you then.
looks like we're back for the second round. It was a very close first round. Looks like we're playing Nighthaven Labs for this one. I don't know how much experience the team has with this map. I just got done talking with a couple of them, and it sounds like they're pretty good on the map. There could be a few hiccups. But overall, it was a very solid performance. It's a shame that it was a very close round, or game, last round.
Indeed, a very close round. I think just some misdroning there, some lack of communication skills, some team killing stuff happened there. So, however, we are moving to our second map of the night. Nighthaven Labs, picked by MSU. UWRF is starting off on defense. Now, we will see the bans quickly reel first, before I have to go observe and switch it off. For the bans, UWRF is banning the Thermite, MSU the Mira. Typical Mira. I don't like to deal with her on Nighthaven when I play. As for the second rounds of bans, we are seeing quick banning selection. UWRF is banning the Buck, the MSU, the Azami. Pretty typical bans here, but we are not seeing any electricals. I'm going to go switch it over. Brett, if you like any last moments.
So starting the game here, it looks like we got pretty similar lineups as like compared to last game. Looks like Yeen is playing Cade, which is different. And well, I guess River Falls is entirely switched up, but MSU looks like it has a pretty similar team composition to last game,
Yes.
aside from the new Thatcher.
Yep. Yep, for the lineup, we have the Tubarao, the Castle, the Goyo, Legion, and Cade. As for the first set, we are going to Tank Assembly. When I played on the roster for this, I was the Tubi, so NJ is going to have a fun time with that, Tubi tricking. Essentially, what you do is you throw a Tubi on there as they impact EMP or EMP the wall, wait 7 seconds, and hopefully with the Tubi trick, if you got it in time, and the electricity kicks back on and it gets rid of the hard breach. So, however, I am only seeing one hard breach, and that is the Hibana. So we might see MSU completely forgo the outside wall. They might try to take a meeting push here. We have Implied and Tartle holding upstairs on the second floor. Yeen and Goop holding first, and Tartle by his lonesome. However, judging from the looks of it, I don't think MSU will push through. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Celestial tried to open up the hatch there. Oh, first pick, though. Yeen to Terry. Now, this is going to be a tad bit different. MSU took UWRF on their map pick. So, will we see UWRF take them on their map pick and send us to Club OT? We will find out. Metroplex taking some damage there by the fire. I think from a Goyo canister that was placed there. Hatch is opened, though, but I think Celestial and Ampsum have decided to go down. They are going to open up Annie Wall, though, however. So I think in terms they will have that small opening there. It is still a line of sight. NJ, though, does throw his last Tubarao. Goob does fall back to kind of be watchful of that. Goob tries to take a firefight with, I believe that was Celestio. Doesn't do a lick of damage to him. Celestial and Ampson do have bottom, but they are still pretty up there. Metroplex is on the first floor there. Implied, though, has a good angle onto that, waiting for the ram. But I think he's going to have to wait a bit longer. He might have to push them himself. However, there is, I believe that's Ampsim on the defuse. Oh, and Implied gets an amazing pick onto that. And Tartle does pick up Bio, so it is just Metroplex and Celestial. Celestial trying to work his way back up towards Metroplex there. They don't have defuse, but defuse is by Metroplex. Oh, Metroplex is able to pick up Tartle, who I think was on cargo stairs. NJ is picked off by Celestial, I believe. Yes. Turtle still holding a sharp angle here, though. Oh, and Implied gets another one. Metroplex does pick up a second, but he doesn't have the defuse case. Oh, and Yeen is able to clean it up. Once that defuse down, I think Metroplex just went, screw it, we got to go for the kills. But with Implied holding upstairs by Vending, he was only going to get probably 3 or so kills downstairs. A good start from UWRF, a strong start. They are able to get the round win this time, unlike on the first map where MSU was able to pick it up. As for site, we are going upstairs to Command Center and Servers. Now, I've played this map numerous times. Upstairs, defending it is fairly straightforward. Key areas, you want to stop them here in plants, and over here on Waterfall, and IT right here, as well as Catwalk. Those are your main areas that you have to keep them out. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, yes, those are around the site. It's not just that. Those walls are integral to either keep closed or make sure that they are held with lines of sight. Ying. As for UWRF lineup, we see a Frost, a Rooney, Mute, Jaeger, and Wamai. Seeing a fairly similar setup here with the Jaegers and the Shield in plants for Ying. As for MSU, we are seeing a Nomad, Habana, Ace, Iana, and a Dokkaebi. So, 2 hard breachers, 2 intels, and a map control operative. Celestial does try to drone it out, but it is mute jam, so her drone is stuck there until she either decides to push Turtle, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Amsum and Terry droning out meeting. Wall does get opened up by Metroplex, who I believe is on the roof. Yes, he is. So IT is open, however, with the castle there on IT into sight, they're going to have to either beat it or try something else. Oh, Yeen able to get the first pick onto Celestial. Oh, sorry, we missed that. That must have been a insane hit. Gets the one onto Celestial. MSU is going to have to stop Yeen from getting into there. Terry trying to, but the Aruna Gate does block him, so he's going to have to waste a Nomad charge or something otherwise onto that. Metroplex does take some damage from the barbed, or I think he gets shot from somewhere. I'm not quite sure. NJ does watch Terry. Turtle does pick up Biohazard. Oh, Turtle went for an insane flank. Good on him. Leaves just a 5v3, all 3 MSU operators on IT or Catwalk. NJ trying to hold on Rafters here. Has a very good line of sight on 2 operators that try to do that. Turtle, another kill. Someone call 911 because Turtle's going crazy. Leaves it at a 5v2 Turtle. Waiting, trying to see if he can pick up another one, but decides to back off from Amson, who was trying to push him. MSU in complete disarray here. Metroplex trying to push up through cargo, but NJ still holds a line of sight through that area. Oh, and Metroplex gets immediately dropped by Implied, who's holding a very sneaky angle from Electric. That leaves it a 5v1. And Yeen picks it up. A flawless round for UWRF. Well played by Yeen there.
That was a very good setup.
I don't think he moved whatsoever that round. So, very good on him. That's a 2-in-a-row win for UWRF. Can they keep up the momentum and make it a 3-0? As for sites, we are going to storage control. Now, most teams have their picks on what is the better tertiary site for first floor. Both first floor sites are not the greatest, one could say. It's either storage control or kitchen over here in this area. However, UWRF opts to go for the storage control site. As for the lineup, we're seeing something kind of similar, but we are seeing an Aruni, Smoke, Mute, Legion, and Castle. So, a very heavy-minded kind of set. The Smoke, great for plant denial and keeping the attackers from entering for a little bit while longer. I believe Toxic Babes are around a 7-second delay or something like that, and he's got 3 of them. So, going to be crucial to keep Implied alive to plant deny. As for MSU, they are bringing in Ash, Hibana, Ace, Striker, and a Finka. Finka, going to be important to kind of keep that health alive and keep kind of motivate with health against the UWRF attackers. Terry, Celestial, and Biohazard do decide to kind of take a plants approach here. However, Yeen is watching from below. NJ, as the Aruni, is watching there. But he does have the full wall. So, Terry is going to have to watch down below. Is spotted. However, I think, yep. Terry is aware of the position. Yeen decides to back off. Biohazard and Terry decide to push through IT or through electrical. NJ does drop, so it leaves Turtle just upstairs here. NJ does take some damage from Celestial. Dreadful Search does come out. Celestial takes wicked damage from Goob. Goob is able to pick up the first pick.
Yay.
I did tell Goob, I want to see a better showing, and he is starting to deliver it a tad bit here. First pick goes in favor of UWRF, leaves it a 5v4. Think it takes some damage from Implied on the Smoke. However, with that, but with the SMG, high recoil, they're going to have to force him out there. Turtle, though. Metroplex does pick up Goob, some revenge. Turtle does decide to go back down and go back towards Cargo. Bio does take some Bio, able to pick up NJ, though. A 4v3. Implied throws out his first Toxic Babe. However, there is an attacker in Lounge. Bio is dropped, I believe, by Yeen. Metroplex, though, able to pick up Turtle. It is a 3v2. However, with those Toxic Babes, Implied can hold them off for quite a bit. However, I don't think he's aware of Terry. Defuse starts to go down. Metroplex on it. Terry covering. Yeen trying to go back up, but is taken out by Terry. It's all up on Implied with the SMG and shotgun. He is, though, trapped between a rock and a hard place. Amson and Metroplex just... unfortunate pincer move by MSU. Well thought out, though. It was brought to the last second by UWRF. 2-1. Not terrible, but we are going into round 4 operator ban. So, I don't know who MSU or UWRF is going to ban for this. It was kind of equally played. I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of the Wamai, though.
I could see the Wamai or the, what's it called? No, Dokubi.
Dokubi and Aruni. Okay. Dokubi makes sense, the calls. Aruni, also the laser gates, and another form of, much like Wamai's disc or Jaeger's ADSs. We'll change it up a tad bit, but we are going to assembly tank, the basement site. So, UWRF won this first time. I mean, hopefully we can see a repeat of that again. It does look like the MSU is ready for that. They are opting for a sledge this time. So, possibly won't see the Ram. Sledge is, from what I heard in the current meta, a better operator pick for this. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sledge was that option. As for the lineup, the same as last. We have the Tubarão, Castle, Goyo, Legion, and Kaid. Turtle and Goob playing upstairs. Implied getting ready to set it up. However, I think it's implied that Tartle that played this. Goob is trying to get the hatch just in time. Does get it in time. Goes back towards control. Terry and Biohazard trying to just do a rapid push through plants. Terry, though, is going to have to be careful because last time Ian was able to get the shot on him, so I believe Terry will be more cautious when it comes to pushing that area now. And with the castle barricade there and a beeper in kitchen, Ian will have plenty of time to know if he gets pushed. Ian carefully watching it. Able to open up electric. Misses the drone. Yeen decides to back off a bit. Implied also drops as well as Tartle. So now all River Falls players are on the first floor minus NJ. They looks like they're just going to completely forgo it and kind of hold a basement. We have one Nitro, and that Nitro is held by NJ, so he's going to have to make it count. Celestial, though, able to pick up the first kill onto Goob. I don't even know where Goob got shot from. Oh, is hatch open? Oh, no, Celestial's just in there. Unfortunate timing. UWRF is going to have to be aware of Celestial, but Anson does take some damage from the Goyos trying to break open that window. However, Biohazard is in there. Yeen able to pick up Celestial. It's back to a 4v4. A late rebuttal, but Terry and Metroplex also starting to move down. Tartle moves towards tank. I don't think he's quite aware. Oh, now he's aware. Soft breaches go down. Metroplex starts to make his way down. Terry trying to reposition himself and find a better spot. However, Implied is starting to lurk, so he will try to force some pressure onto Biohazard here. Implied slowly making his way. Yeen is pick up, but oh no. Implied, you have to make those shots. You had a perfect opportunity. It's a 4v2 with Tartle and NJ trying to anchor on site. However, with that sledge still alive, it is going to make it harder for NJ and Tartle to avert that. Oh, but NJ makes his Nitro count. However, Terry immediately rebuttals and picks up that, but NJ quickly responds. Oh, no. Trying to run back to reposition, but does not know of Metroplex on the ace. Unfortunate for UWRF here. Had the premonitions of it. Implied has to, though, make those shots count. UWRF deciding to run it back on basement again. What I like to see here, though, is Implied, first of all, make his shots count. Has to take out the sledge there. He had a perfect opportunity. Sledge was not ready for him. As for Goob, well, doesn't need to be the first pick every time.
Yes.
As for the lineup for UWRF, the same lineup as before. However, interestingly, I'm seeing a fuse be brought this time. I see a fuse, a Habana, a sledge, and a Thatcher. So, I think, in all likelihood, MSU is just going to brute force it, clear him off with the fuse charge, and just go for it. Implied and Tartle holding upstairs. Goob trying to get the hatch. Terry, though, immediately rushing to forklift window. However, I think he's trying to link up with his other 4 teammates. We might see a 4-man push. Nope, looks like to be a 3-man push. All of MSU, though, very spread out and, frankly, all over the place here a bit. Terry working his way through first floor. Celestial is down there as well. It's going to have to force Yeen out a bit here. Metroplex on there as well. Yeen's going to have to be careful, though, because he has Metroplex incoming, and Terry does pick him up. It is a 4v4. Yeen and Celestial both picked off. That is, well, that is Yeen off the board. So now it is a 4v4. The voice of UWRF, Implied, still in though, can still make some calls and executions to make sure that UWRF stays in it. Oh, Goob able to pick up Terry. Finally, Goob, we're seeing some life from you. However, the sledge is still up and alive. However, he is on the second floor. Oh, Implied. Oh, and Implied gets some retribution against Bio on the sledge. However, Metroplex quickly picks up Turtle. However, with Implied upstairs, he has upstairs control, so he can watch storage. But he will have to be careful for possible flanks and drones that come his way. Metroplex, though, is in storage underneath, whereas Amson is in Exo. Trying to push. And Goob.
Yes.
Goob has some life, a triple kill. Just leaves Metroplex now 1v3 against UWRF. Goob on a sliver of HP. Metroplex, though, has no soft breaches or anything to get verts, so he's going to have to brute force it down cargo. Goob ready for the attack, watching the feed holes. Tries to shoot a spray through the wall, doesn't connect. Metroplex does back off and tries to reassess where he wants to push from. However, with the castle barricades that are up, he's going to have to be quick and clean about this. Goob, though, holding a pretty good angle on the bottom of stairs here, waiting for Metroplex to come down. Oh, but Metroplex is ready for him. Oh, NJ does throw a nitro cell. Oh, what a pre-placed nitro to take out Metroplex. Well done on NJ's part. Well done on UWRF's part.
Back in the lead.
Go to round 6 now. Can MSU bring it back to a 3-3 half? That's what we got on Chalet. However, I like the odds of UWRF. Going back upstairs to second floor command servers. We saw them play excellently on here. So, MSU is going to have to bring it if they want to get control. As for the lineups for UWRF, we have the Frost, Cade, Mute, Jaeger, and Wamai. Same setup from last time we were on second floor. Whereas for MSU, we are seeing a Ash, Habana, Ace, Lion, and Finka. Finka, what is a new op on this pick, played by Ampson. Nope, switches out for the Thatcher this time.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Won't have any roamers, but we will have everyone somewhat anchoring on site here or around these sites in the key areas that I pointed out. Also, last time we saw Turtle get an absolute crazy flank on them. However, all of MSU deciding to spawn plant side. So, we are going to see a plant-heavy push. Alright, we have 4 members of MSU on that side. Ampson deciding to spawn helipad and go to the roof and meet up with his teams. Ying's going to have to be careful with this because that is 4 players, including the dreaded Ying played by Terry again. So he will have to be careful. With, however, those Jaegers and his discs, he will be able to get it. However, most of the Candelas are destroyed by the Jaegers. One does get off, but it is honestly too late, too little too late for. However, with the discs mostly up, Yin is in an excellent position as well as the Jaeger ADS is there. Turtle starting to go under. Turtle, be careful, be patient. Goob trying to take some pot shots. Goob gets a nitro there, is waiting for the call by Yin till they push in to explode it. Oh, but he's a bit premature on it. However, Turtle going for another flank. Goob does pick up Biohazard, though. Uh-oh. Oh, but Turtle's not ready for the refrag by Celestial. However, Yin is still in his prime spot here. Oh, sorry. Implied's on the K. That is different from last time because they banned the Aruni. However, though, with that position, they are going to have to... Oh, it's a 3v3 trade-up. However, Metroplex takes some damage as well as Terry. Goob is down. He could get picked up and revived, but however, Implied is trying to be careful. NJ goes for the revive on for Goob. Celestial on the point there. Has to be careful, though. Implied trying to hold a sneaky angle. Knows Terry is there. Metroplex and Celestial also watching it. Oh, Implied, unfortunate.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
However, they don't have defuse. NJ just has to hold out. 2 downs. NJ decides to back up. Picks up defuse. They have pillar control. NJ's going to have to be careful with this. Oh, gets the one. Has to push it. Has to push it. Oh, NJ. Oh, NJ! From the defeat of despair is able to get the defuse with the shotgun onto Ying. NJ, the miracle saver, not only the Balkan demon, but also the Frost hero. UWRF solidifies a 4-2 half, now going to attack. UWRF only needs 3 straight wins to force it to map 3 overtime. First bans are in. UWRF banning the Azami, MSU banning the Ram. That vert going away. We saw MSU really use that Ram for that verticality, however they did switch it out for the Sledge and other operators. For the second bans, we are seeing, I want to see Sledge or... Oh, Maverick and Tuberow. Maverick, pretty typical. UWRF banning the Tuberow. So, no 2B tricking. However, that does leave the chances for K tricking or bandit tricking. Still viable options. As for the site, MSU is going to run UWRF's playbook and go downstairs for their first site. And remember how I mentioned the Cade tricking and bandit tricking? Well, I think MSU heard me. Bring in the Cade and bandit. I'm counting 3 nitros held by Metroplex, Bio, and Ampsim. So, UWRF is going to have to be careful with that. As for the lineup for MSU, I'm seeing a Malusi, Cade, Warden, Mute, and the Bandit. UWRF going for a more kind of intel type of game. I'm seeing a Doki, Deimos, Thatcher, Ash, and the Buck. So, 2 intel ops. 1 played by NJ, 1 played by Implied. So, will be good for drawing out any lurkers. And lurkers we do have. We have Terry hiding upstairs and Metroplex kind of holding a vending stairs approach. However, UWRF is going to have to be wary of Terry on the Malusi. UWRF sends out 2 drones, 1 by Implied, 1 by Turtle to kind of check out where everything's happening. Oh, Metroplex, though, going for a flank. Oh, nope, he's going to just hunker down a bit. Remember, he does have one of the nitros, so we'll have to be careful there. Terry goes back up towards IT, back towards rafters. Brett and Goob and Yeen trying to take a multifaceted approach here. 1 trying to push into pillar, 1 trying to watch that. However, they got to be careful of Terry. However, Implied, Damo scans it, is able to find the Terry. Yeen trying to take an engagement with Terry. Terry is on 50 HP. Yeen does have the flashbang, so if possible, he can flash him out. However, Bio is below. Oh, perfect execution by Goob to draw him out there. Implied also picks up Metroplex. That is one Nitro and Terry gone. A 5v3 situation for UWRF. A very solid position, I would say, to be in.
Yes.
Bio does retreat back up. So all 3 operators for MSU are in the basement. And I think Ampson prematurely left a Nitro fly. That is only going to leave Bio's Nitro left in play. So I don't know if it was just to get some line of sights onto Yeen on the Buck, or if he thought he heard someone there. But again, that's going to be 1 less Nitro. UWRF, 45 seconds on the clock, has to be careful and start making some plays here. Yeen on the Buck, able to open up some verticality and get in there. Goob making some line of sight, slowly in Coin and Cargo, trying to get lines of sights. Implied opens up the hatch. Ampson is in tank, but they will have to be careful. Oh, Celestial, are you? Oh, no, he is still in Nano. Bio takes some major hits from, I believe that's Yeen that takes.
Attackers have located a bomb.
UWF is going to have to push, though. Ansem does take out Turtle and Implied, who's on the defuse. Oh, no, UWRF, you got to drop down and get in there. NJ goes for it, but he's got to watch out for Ampson and Celestial, and Ampson is able to stop the defuse from going down. Oh, UWF, you were off to a good start, but again, not having the proper vert open and not watching Ampson in tank. First round after half goes to in MSU's favor. MSU going to take it up to second floor, much like UWRF. Oh, we see the return of the Capcan again. Saw a one-time cameo from him in Chalet. Didn't do too well. I don't think any of his Capcan traps got anyone, but helps to be careful and make sure your feet are clean, I guess, in a sense. As for the rest of the lineup, we have a Mute, Asian, Jaeger, and Bandit. Bandit going to be Bandit tricking IT wall, possibly. I say very strongly of. Or Celestial could just mute it, but I think the answer is going to be Ansem Bandit tricking.
10 seconds to go.
Terry trying to get some of the doors covered to make sure they are clear to go. Gets a Capcan trap by the pipe there. That's smart. If UWF is not aware of the Capcan, it'll explode the pipe, and that might just do it for them. Terry is going to hold the main stairs here, so UWF is going to have to be careful with his setup there. Bile, though, in storage, so UWF is going to have to clear him out. Goob and NJ, however, Terry moving towards Cargo. NJ does spot him on the cam, so the call goes out that there is one. Goob trying to light it up, shoots some from the wall. Oh, just narrowly misses that. Line scan goes out. Metroplex does get picked up by it. However, Goob is aware of it. Takes out the cam and decides to go back up towards rafters. Goob trying to clear out any cases of Mira on there, but it's not going to be the case. Oh, and the bandit trick goes off. Gonna have to get that bandit off that wall. However, Terry is back down again, wanting for some more. Is in storage, watching the hole just in case. Bio on the rafters. We have I wouldn't say all. We have 4 members of MSU holding that. UWRF is gonna have to make a play here. Oh, Implied able to pick up the first pick onto Terry. A minute 10 into the round. Yeen trying to watch it. Gets a call that Jaeger's there and is able to take out Bio. NJ also takes out Ampson. Yeen going on a killing spree. However, Turtle is taken out on with the Capital. Just leaves Celestial in a 1v4 situation.
Bomb located by attackers.
Implied drones it out, spots Celestial. And Goob is able to pick up the final kill onto Celestial. A close call there. UWRF wasn't able to open up that wall, which led to them having to readjust and push up waterfalls there. A 5-3, UWRF needs 2 more rounds to win it. MSU deciding to take it back towards command. And I see a Wamai there. Metroplex deciding to bring the Wamai this time. And Terry on a Vigil. Gonna have to be careful of that. The roaming of Vigil is going to be deadly if UWRF does not snuff him out. UWRF aware of where they are, what site they are in. Terry, though, has yet to, I think, go anywhere or make his presence known. Oh, there we go. Terry does decide to go downstairs to Warhouse and get that wall.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to go. Attackers are moving out to locate.
Oh, Terry lurking inside storage. UWRF is going to have to be careful with that. Does Yeen see? Yeen does see it, but does take some damage. However, is able to call it out. It does drone and see him goes. Interesting. Terry does not use the ability of Vigil to not be scanned. NJ, though, bringing a Blackbeard. Goob slowly working his way to maybe get rid of Terry off there. Does blow the wall. Metroplex, though, does join Terry, so there are 2 roamers on there. Oh, Implied gets a headshot onto Metroplex, also picking up the first kill. Well read by Implied to get that kill. That just leaves Terry, though. UWRF, I don't think, is fully aware of Terry's position, though.
Attackers drop to defuse.
Terry uses his ability to hide from drones.
Attackers have located.
But UWRF is still aware of his position. Implied, trying to find a drone, see if he can find him. Spots him in lounge. Call goes out. Terry falls back towards kitchen. However, with the bandit off the IT wall. Oh, he's trying to rush back to it. Will he get to it? I don't know. Oh, he gets him from a sneaky spot, but wall does get opened up. A 4v4 now. Minute 20 left. Implied trying to take out Terry, but Terry gets some damage onto him. Moves back up towards Waterfall. NJ and Implied trying to get Bio out of there. NJ trying to slowly move in. Tries to toss a nade. Oh, don't turn around, NJ. You know he's there.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Implied able to pick up the kill, but that is defused down and the Blackbeard gone. Leaves it in a 3v3 situation. River Falls has 30 seconds left. Turtle does pick up Celestial. Yeen sees Ansem, just leaves Terry in electric. Terry's in a not a good spot. Turtle, don't push it, don't risk it. Terry goes towards Pillar, trying to see if he can move his way that way. However, he's on a sliver of HP, and UWRF is ready. Oh, and Yeen gets out in the nick of time to stop it. Turtle in a good spot to potentially get him. And Turtle's able to clean up the round. Match point for UWRF there. I was a bit concerned there when NJ decided to turn his back. As a shield operator,
You don't want to do that.
you don't want to do that. You know you're safe. You have drones there to watch just in case. ban phase comes in for, I guess in this case, the round 4 bans. I wouldn't be surprised to see MSU ban the Deimos or the Blackbeard. Or maybe even the Thermite. And I was correct. Deimos is gone, but UWRF does ban the Mute. That will switch up what Implied tries to do, but I think with that, he can play the Striker who can take 2 utils, so he can take Impact EMPs and Hard Breaches. And for potentially the last round of Nighthaven Labs, MSU decides to go down towards basement. Seeing a... Oh! I think Terry accidentally threw one of his impacts and it took away some of his health there. It looks like he tried to throw it at the wall there, and I think it was just a misclick on his part. Unfortunate. That is some health gone under Terry, who has been a kind of 50-50 shot in these maps. We saw him go crazy on Chalet. Not so much here on NHL, but also River Falls has been able to clear out roamers any which way they see.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Bio on first floor in garage, trying to see if he can get a pick on an early pick. Terry also joining him. So we have 3 MSU members holding down site. Bio going to second, Terry on the first floor. Now, last time we saw Terry play the Malusi upstairs here. Ian was able to force him out with the help of Goob on the Ash. So, will we see a similar game plan from UWRF? Turtle droning it out, trying to ensure that the coast is clear. Spots the Wamai. Call goes out, and Yeen just barely misses the shots onto Bio. However, second floor is theirs, but Bio does go towards storage. Gotta be careful going down those garage stairs there with Bio playing there. Doki Call does go out. Does Yeen see him on the buck? Oh, isn't able to get the kill onto him. He had a clear line of sight, but I think Bio was more ready for it. Terry and Bio going toward vending in kitchen, trying to be careful. UWRF been able to clear out the operators, but not really get the picks on these operators when they get moved. Yeen goes towards kitchen, or sorry, towards meeting to get some vert onto Terry. Knows he is there, trying to see where though. Terry though is just back, trying to hold it. NJ in warehouse sends out a call to see if they can find where these operators are hiding. Terry is left alone in cafeteria, so UWRF is going to have to be careful with that.
A bomb has been located.
UWRF does find the bombs. Implied does go to get the hatch. However, Terry is still left up in kitchen. Does make a rotate to get some lines of sights onto UWRF. Has to be careful though. Terry goes downstairs to rejoin his team, so it is now left in a 5v5 situation. 20 seconds remain though. Implied trying to get the pick onto Amson. Amson does take some damage.
10 seconds to go. 10 seconds.
Implied able to get the kill. First pick, plants going down. Turtle, you gotta watch it. Oh no.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Oh no. Oh, it is unfortunate for UWRF there. You have to get the vert and watch it. Oh. UWRF has just not been able to get the plant down on basement. They've lost the diffuse operator for the first pick on against them. Oh, we're seeing a bit of a switch up here. MSU deciding to go to kitchen cafeteria here. Now, this was the other first floor tertiary side. I said that that's a 50-50 toss-up with which team likes to go to. Some like to go to control storage, some like to go to cafeteria kitchen. So, UWRF is going to have a better showing than that. Get the vert, make sure the comms and all that are good to go. However, Metroplex on the Capcan will be an issue for UWRF if they do not know about the Capcan traps. As for the lineup, MSU bringing a Jaeger, Castle, Capcan as mentioned before, a Malusi, and a Bandit. As for UWRF, they are deciding to go with the Doki, a Sens, Capital, Ash, and Buck. Buck, good for the vert, but Yeen has got to get that verticality opened up.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Celestial opting to just barricade himself inside meeting. We have four operators. Looks like Metroplex is backing off though. 3 operators holding upstairs. UWF is going to have to properly drone this and make sure that they are aware. Knows the Capcan is there, but does UWF know about the 2 ops in meeting, the Castle and the Jaeger? Gonna have to send a drone in there, guys. You know there's gonna be people in there. Harry, trying to see if he can get some feats onto them. Oh, does that sound cue give away that there are people in there? UWF, you're gonna have to make a move. Yeen trying to open up the meeting window. Able to able to clear out the 2 meeting folks. However, NJ is lost in the fight. That is not going to be good. Yeen able to open up some verticality on the Bandit. Nitro is tossed by Ampson, but is missed. Ampson, though, does pick up Yeen, though, through the reverse floor. Oh, no, UWRF. You guys got to be careful. 3v3. Ampson shooting up towards the wall. Implied opens up the wall. Ampson falling back. However, Metroplex is inside. Lounge as well as Bio inside there. Gonna have to be careful of that roam by and Implied able to get bioed. A 3v2. Goob goes up towards second floor to watch that verticality, but Turtle is picked up by Ampson. Oh no, this is not looking good. A 2v2 situation.
Attackers dropped the defuse.
Oh, Implied gets downed by Ampson. Ampson being an absolute monster right now.
15 seconds.
It's all left up on Goob. Gets the one. Oh, Goob. Oh, Goob, you saw his head and you saw the mark. Unfortunate. Goob was close to closing it out. One more round, round 12. MSU coming back from the brink of defeat. Final sight going to upstairs, command and servers. UWRF has got to end this here and now. Got to end it here and now. You cannot let MSU keep winning these rounds.
Your bombs from being defused by attackers.
MSU bringing the Aruni, Castle, Warden, Legion, and Bandit. So roughly the same-ish lineup from the past times we've seen them, but different. As for UWF, bringing the Lion, Striker, Capital, Buck, and Thermite. However, we might see some changes once they establish where they are, but I don't think we will see any.
10
Bio throwing some goo mines onto meeting. Get some sound cues. Metroplex on the shotgun. We do have 2 nitros in the hands of Amson and Metroplex, so we're going to have to be wary about that.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
Ready for demolition.
Just what I was thinking.
Attackers have located a bomb.
UWRF locates the bombs. Brett or Goob implied in NJ trying to push into forklift, droning it to make sure it's clear. However, most of MSU's operators are either on meeting side or in sight. Bio, though, trying to see if he can make a flank here. He will try to play down there. UWRF is going to have to be careful, though, of that 90. Celestial does take some hits from Goob. I don't think Goob knows that he was there, though. Oh, but Biohazard slowly lurking his way up towards Lounge. Goes into Lounge. I don't think UWRF is fully aware. Oh, but the drone does peek him out, and so does another drone there as well. Bio is known that there is a first floor lurker. Oh, no. Amson gets picked up by Goob. Or Amson picks up Goob. Oh, this is... And the bandit trick, but the wall does get opened. Bandit lets some shots fly, but UWRF decides not to retaliate. Oh, this is not looking good for UWRF. They have to bring it for this. Oh, but Amson watching the reverse verticality. Oh, no. This is falling apart fast for UWRF. NJ picking up implied. However, it remains a 4v5 though. Oh, okay. UWRF has got to be careful with these operators lying down, especially Celestial has doing kind of the same thing as UWRF with implied in electric, watching the feed holes. Turtle knows that they are probably doing it, decides to watch. Implied NJ and Yin make their way towards Waterfalls, trying to open up the wall. However, Celestial does know about them. Terry is on bomb as well. Yin able to pick up Celestial, goes back to a 4v4, but it is 20-second left. Amson on 1 sliver HP. Oh, but implied, be careful. It's a 4v3, a 3v3, 2v2. Yin picks it up. Metroplex is in there. NJ has to be careful, though. Oh, no, the nitro toss by Metro. Unfortunate at the last possible second. Going to OT on Nighthaven again. Much like Chalet. MSU wants that revenge match that UWRF gave them in placements.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as
UWRF needs this win. MSU going towards basement. This, much like Chalet, basement sites for MSU have been brutal for UWRF. They get the plant in there, but then the plant gets shot. So, UWRF is going to need to have some stellar verticality to open it up. Terry on the Scopos. That is going to be interesting. Going to be a dangerous roamer. Going to have to take care of Terry first before he switches off. As for the rest of the lineup, we have a Cade, a Warden, Capkin, and a Bandit. Terry deciding to set up shop inside IT.
Let's get our heads in the game. Sure. Well done.
Terry bunkering himself down inside upstairs. UWRF trying to do a fast approach here. However, Terry is inside pillar, watching it carefully. Wall is soft. He's going to have to be patient. However, the drone does pick him out. UWRF does know he's there. Goes towards electric. Oh, Yi not able to get the pick onto Terry. Terry retreats back towards rafters. Terry drops to first floor. Joins Bio on first floor as well, who is also roaming. Bio lurking in kitchen. UWRF is going to have to be careful with that potential flank if he decides to go that way. Bio slowly working his way up. Amson also joins inside forklift. UWRF, you got to be careful of Bio. He's making his way up slowly but surely. Bio slowly making his way there. I don't think UWRF has any idea of Bio moving that way. Bio waiting for the opportune moment to move through there. UWRF, you have to be careful, but a phone call by Doki might just save UWRF if they can hear it in time, but I don't think they do. Bio looks his way there. Turtle is on drone, though. I don't think he's going to know. And Bio picks up Turtle as the first pick. Oh, no, UWRF. Implied able to get retribution, but is taken to a sliver of health. This is not looking good. However, Amson is taken out. Amson was the tricky player that kept killing Implied on that. So, Yeen's going to have to open up some perfect verticality to get in there. All three members of MSU are on site. Celestial gets taken out by NJ. This is looking good and good. NJ, Implied going for the plant. Has to be careful of Metroplex, though. Who's watching it, guys? You have to watch Metroplex. And it's a scurry for the defuse, which they are not going to get. UWRF, you know he's there. He's been there for the past 3 rounds. (7-6) match point in favor of MSU. UWRF has to have the defense of a lifetime here to still take it to all 15 rounds. UWRF opting to go basement for their potentially last defense on Nighthaven.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Same lineup as previous basement holds. NJ on the tuber route, Implied on the castle, Turtle on the Goyo, Goob on the Legion, and Yeen on the Cade. UWRF is going to need to bring it to 110% on this site. Oh no, Terry deciding to not opt for a Ying, but for a Blitz. UWRF is going to have to get Terry into a crossfire in order to make it work. They cannot get scared by Terry. They don't have a warden, so they're going to have to deal with it. Bile bring in the ram as well. However, with those Goob mines by Goob, this potentially could work out for UWRF if Terry is able to hit one of those Goob mines and slow him down a bit. Bio, Terry, Celestial working their way towards meeting side, whereas Metroplex and Ansem are deciding to see if they can open up walls again. Terry, though, inside kitchen, Yeen immediately drops, but takes some heavy damage from Implied, but Celestial was able to pick him up. Terry just stomping his way through Exo, followed by 3 other of his teammates. Oh, but Goob is able to get a double. Goob, you are the man, the savior. Oh, no. Fall back. You know you have to. Goob, no. It's a 3v3. Celestial, though, on a sliver of HP, but able to take out Yeen. Oh, no. Oh, and it's a win for MSU. Unfortunate by UWRF, who are able to... Unfortunate for UWRF, their first loss of the season. They had it within their grasps.
Did.
Unfortunate communication, though, and I think just a lack of knowledge of where they were seals the deal for UWRF. MSU wins their map choice. Unfortunate just play. UWRF so close to victory, had the 3v3, had the chance. Goob taking out the Blitz, and another almost takes out Celestial on the Habana, but unfortunately just is not able to retreat back. Switching the pistol against a full health Metroplex on Ace is not a good fight. Ace has the AK-12, one of the best guns in Siege. You have to be smart with those plays. Unfortunate for UWRF, but able to bring it to 2 OTs in a row for both maps. I mean, despite the win or lose, that was an impressive showing by UWRF. A tight match between both teams.
I think that they played really well. I think that in the first half of both matches, where they were ahead by a very large amount, I think had they kept that momentum, they
Yep.
could have,
Yep.
I don't know, like pulled through.
Yeah, they could have pulled through with that momentum. Unfortunately, though, the momentum just swings in favor of MSU. Does try to push with that implied, though, able on the castle, able to get, or I guess damage Terry on the Blitz to a significant level, enough for Goob to take him out, and Terry just running through. I mean, Goob, I crap talk you a lot on that, but that was impressive on his part. He was able to have a bit of a wake-up call there on Nighthaven Labs. Well, unfortunately, UWRF experiences their first loss. Viewers, I hope you had a good time. Please join us, I believe, for next week or the week after that for our next UWRF game. Have a good night, folks.
Bye bye.